Warning, this podcast contains Dahlia.
And spoilers.
Oh yeah, spoilers. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for the original Season 2, Episode 18. 18, wow. 4 episodes to go. Night has 1,000 eyes. I'm your host, Dom. With me, my co-host, Mike.
Very aptly named episode.
It is. The night did have many, many eyes. I don't know if it had exactly 1,000, but...
Close enough.
Yeah. Dahlia was just... I don't know, was she everything you expected?
Yeah. I mean, I had an inkling that they were going to already kill her off this episode, and I'm like,
Really?
no, that's too easy. But, I don't know, maybe I'm just... Other CW shows have done that before. Like, you know, they introduce this main huge confrontation they've been building up for a while, and it's not the season finale yet, and they just kill them off, and it's like, oh, so what are they going to do for the next couple episodes? What the hell?
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Yeah. I mean, Klaus, this episode, this is, I think, the first time he's really had to fight for something that he actually cares about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and, like, yeah, he's fought for his family and whatever. This seems different. This seems different than his typical, like, because for him, his brothers and sisters, they're immortal like him. Like, they're not really in any danger ever.
Right, especially when he had possession of the only weapon that could actually kill them.
Well, even before there was even a weapon that could actually kill them.
Yeah, true, you're right. Before there was even that weapon.
Like,
so
I'm talking about on Vampire Diaries. Like, you know, even like before that weapon even existed.
yeah, he didn't... Yeah, you're right. I mean, his family was there, but really they were never in any real danger. So...
It's interesting to see this dynamic of Klaus having to actually protect something that is vulnerable, that he cares about.
Yep, and it's a baby.
It is. We also find out this episode that Dahlia is channeling Freya.
Yeah, you know, that wasn't actually a surprise.
It wasn't, but I wasn't expecting it, but I wasn't shocked by it. We'll put it that way.
Right, I wasn't... Okay, you're right. I mean... It wasn't a surprise, except to maybe Freya.
Yeah.
She was the only one who was probably surprised. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense, because, you know...
I mean, it puts less trust on Freya again. Like,
Again.
It's not like they didn't already not trust her, but...
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yep, so, more of that.
There was that. The thing that did surprise me... more than anything, was the Klaus and Michael team up.
Right, that one got me, especially because Klaus and Michael in the same room, and this is going on, you know, since, like, what, season 2 or 3 of the Vampire Diaries, when they introduced Michael for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, it's like they get in the same room. Well, I mean, Michael was only around for that one season, but, you know, that was it. It was like kill on sight between the both of them.
Yeah.
There was never any nice words or anything. And it was always, you know, oh, look, the bastard. And then, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the dynamic was really cool. I liked seeing them team up for once. Like, the destruction that the two of them, you know, are capable of outputting was incredible. They figured out a way to forge a weapon to kill Dahlia.
Yep.
It required soil from...
Norwegian soil,
Freya's blood, and the ash of...
A Viking.
A Viking, yeah.
Ash of a Viking that oppressed Dahlia.
Correct.
So basically a source of, you know, something from her home, something that she hates, and something that she loves.
Right. So they go in with this single weapon, this massive battle, and it had to be in this unholy ground area thing, darkness. It's like the only, as soon as they were describing it, I was like, that's the church.
Yeah, that's
like,
definitely that church.
So,
and I have to mimic Freya's, you know, whole you only made one weapon out of them. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? There's two of you. I'm sure that Davina could have made two knives.
She 100% could have.
Yeah, and while she's at making two, why don't you just go raid a knife store?
In fact, I was convinced that they made multiple knives, and I was expecting when Dahlia had it, I was expecting one of them to stab her, and that was going to be the end of it. And I was like, well, that's just wishful thinking at that point, but that's smart. That's the Klaus that we know would have done that. What is going on with Klaus now? Is he just too blindsided?
Desperation. He realizes he really doesn't have that much time. Dahlia is in town, and Hope is vulnerable, so he has to strike quickly.
Literally, Hope is vulnerable.
Yes, exactly. So he has to strike quickly, and he has to strike hard.
Both Hope the person and Hope the
concept, the abstract.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So I mean, great. Congratulations. Here's a couple things. First off, Dahlia is so powerful that she transferred a bit of her power to everybody in that room.
Right.
These, as far as I could tell, were just ordinary off the street people.
Right. She was able to do that to like everybody off New Orleans.
Right. She was. I mean, yeah. First off, she was able to use everybody in New Orleans as eyes for her.
Yeah.
That first off, awesome. Second, she just took 50 strangers off the street and be like, hello, 50 people. Welcome. You're all under my control, and you're all part witch now. That's pretty friggin' good.
Yeah.
Pretty friggin' powerful of a witch there. So, yeah, she is, what everything I've expected. Everything she's been hyped to be.
Yeah.
The hype is real.
She was pretty insane, and then I think that's gonna actually be one of her downfalls is the transfer of the power to everybody. I think she's gonna transfer herself too thin at one point, and that's gonna come back to bite her in the ass.
Yeah. I think in order to defeat her, I mean, we've gone over this a couple episodes ago, that Freya is going to wind up sacrificing herself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and that theory is now even more cemented by the fact that Dahlia is channeling Freya.
Yeah, and then I mean, Freya came back in, after she was exiled from the Mikealson compound, and she comes back in. She's like, "What's wrong with you guys? You've exhausted all your resources, all the weaknesses. This, that," and then, Klaus is like, "Is it just me, or are these resources really easy to come by? These precious resources you're talking about?" He goes, "The soil off of Norway."
Well, it's Norway.
Yeah, exactly. Your blood, I think we have a good supply of that.
Now, you know what? I can understand the whole precious resources thing. Because Norwegian soil. Okay, you got to go to Norway and take a scooping of dirt.
Yeah.
That's difficult, especially when you're in New Orleans. Freya's blood. All right, she's there. She's alive. She's a human. She replenishes her blood at the rate that every other human replenishes it. Probably quicker because she's enchanted. Ash of a Viking that oppressed Dahlia.
Mm-hmm.
That one's going to be difficult because it's not the year 900 anymore.
Right.
They're all dead. Or mostly.
Keyword mostly.
Keyword mostly. Now I think they're all dead, but...
Poor Michael.
There was a possibility for a redemption moment there, and...
I was expecting one. I was like, all this time we have this story of Klaus and his father, and we're never going to get a redemption now.
No, we're not. And you know what? I was hoping it would go that way because, they're having that conversation there, steak embedded half an inch under his skin, but they're having that conversation. And like Klaus says, why, basically, why did you hate me? There was a daughter you loved who you practically never knew, but you had a son right there the whole time. You could have why'd you hate me? He's just like, I just did. And I'm just like, that took a lot to admit right there. There was no real reason.
Well, we know the reason.
Yeah, we know the reason, and obvious. But you know what? There's no reason to take it out on the kid. Yeah. It's not the kid's fault. hate your wife for, screwing another man.
Yeah.
That, don't take it out on the poor kid.
Well, he was weak.
Yes, you're right. He was weak.
But that was
And
also the mother. But I don't think Michael ever knew that.
no, very true. You're right. But, at that moment, I was like, oh, God, there's going to be a father-son moment right here. All of the eons are just going to, right down to this moment. And then as soon as he said, he just looks over at Freya and goes, Freya, I'm like, oh, shit, nope, wrong thing to say, damn it.
Yeah, well, they have plenty of Viking ash now.
Yeah, they got plenty of Viking ashes now. They used, what, a little vial full last time? Well, now they got an entire body.
I mean, I'm going to miss Michael and Esther. I was so excited to have them back this season. Because it's like, oh, we finally got, the whole originals are back. Like, the brothers, the Freya's here now.
Mom and Dad.
The mother, mom and dad. And it's just like, now, last episode, Esther died. This episode, Michael died.
A couple episodes before that, Cole died. The episode after Cole died, Finn, was trapped in a crystal.
Yeah.
So he's as good as dead. But
So, one by one, they're biting the dust. Rebecca's in a completely other body.
yeah, the only two who are actually in, Elijah and Klaus are the only ones who are actually fine right now.
Yeah.
I was very upset, that they killed off Michael. But Esther, whatever, she's dead. Fine. I'll deal with it.
I feel like her story could have played out a little bit better, more of her as a vampire. I would have liked to see that. It was a different dynamic of the character. And
it could have played out a hell of a lot better. You're right. But you know what? She's dead. She's dead. Freya got her revenge. I was okay with that. I felt okay with that.
Yeah.
I did not feel okay with Michael being killed off, though.
Yeah, but then Michael's not the only death we had. We had Dahlia killed off Josephine this episode, too.
Exactly. But you know what? Here's the thing. Josephine seems like that was the first person we've ever seen Dahlia be nice to.
Yeah, she cured her carpal tunnel.
She cured her carpal tunnel. It's like, I'm going to kill you anyway. I might as well give you a minute of, something here.
Yeah, go ahead, play the violin.
But, yeah, I guess, respect for another old witch, which begs the question, how old was Josephine?
Yeah.
She obviously was an old lady, but was she, around the age she looked, or was she a few hundred years old?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, but, Dahlia showed her respect and treated her actually not as an equal, but as a peer.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Because, everything we've shown of Dahlia, she's evil.
Yep. Now, there's another character that I'm worried a death is coming in the near future, and I can't quite pinpoint which one it's going to be. Probably the character I'm talking about is Aiden and Josh. So
Ooh.
I'm thinking it's probably going to be Aiden if I had to choose one of the two. But because Aiden's kind of stuck between these two people having this secret war, and Klaus even called them out on their relationship and was like, yeah, your relationship's your biggest weakness.
Kind of is.
So
right now.
Do you think both of them are going to make it to the end of this season?
I don't know. I
think one of them's got to go.
The way it's looking right now, I have to echo what you said, that Aiden's probably, if either of them is going to go, it'll probably be Aiden because of the position he's in.
Right.
They could throw a twist at us, and it could be Josh.
If he helps one side, the other side's going to seek vengeance.
Right. It could be a twist, and Josh could get caught up. Both sides could be, realize that he's playing both of them, and then Josh could get caught up in the middle of it and killed. But then, who knows? They could catch flack for killing off their gay couple.
Could.
There is that.
I doubt it. I doubt it, because if someone's, if Aiden dies, Josh could always find someone else later on down the road. It's not going to be an immediate thing, But, or vice versa.
And if they killed off Josh, there'd be more potential for Davina spiraling in another, that's two people she really cares about dead now.
She did mention that she was grieving two boyfriend deaths.
Right, 2 boyfriend deaths, and now she gets, her best friend death.
That would, yeah, that'd
That
be
would-
awful. Don't do
that
that,
would-
to Davina.
No, that would be awful, but that would give her a swift kick into evil witch territory.
I don't think Davina's a supervillain. I don't
don't
want
think
to see
so
her ever
either.
go that far.
I don't want to see it happen either, but that would be extra fuel, to push her in that direction.
Yeah. Yep. Outside of that, I noticed this is like the second, maybe third episode in a row that there's been no Cammy.
You're right.
I was like, where the hell is Cammy? I miss Cammy.
Holed up in a shack with Vincent?
Maybe?
You're right. We haven't seen Cammy in what? 2
At
episodes?
least 2.
now. Yeah, because she wasn't in the last one at all. She was in the one before that, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's been a while because the show was on break for a couple weeks.
Yep. Yeah, so I miss Cammy. Hopefully we'll see her next episode.
Yep, hopefully.
Speaking of which, next episode is called When the Levee Breaks.
When the levee breaks. Well, New Orleans, Hurricane Katrina. Look at the symbolism there. Plus, it's a song, I think.
Took my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
I think When the Levee Breaks is an actual song by someone else. I know it is. And you know what? I hate myself for not knowing this, but go on. I'm sorry.
And all the boys were drinking whiskey and...
That's not it.
Oh, go on with the
Oh my
synopsis,
god.
not the song.
Oh my god, I fucking hate myself. It's a Zeppelin song. Why didn't I know that?
Anyway, next episode is called When the Levee Breaks. Setting the stage for a bloody showdown, Dahlia gives Klaus and Haley a deadline to turn over baby Hope. Elijah attempts to convince Klaus that they need to work together in their fight against Dahlia, but Klaus forges ahead with his own dangerous plan, leaving everyone concerned about his next steps. Side note, that seems like the Klaus that we know.
That seems like the familiar Klaus from...
So I'm
forever.
completely happy with that. Meanwhile, when Haley realizes their chances of outrunning Dahlia are slim, she devises a risky plan and enlists Aiden's help. Elsewhere, Freya gives Rebecca and Elijah an ultimatum, and Marcel strategizes on the best way to deal with Klaus's erratic behavior.
Huh.
Seems like Seems like it's going to be an interesting episode.
It's going to be a very interesting episode, yes.
I have not been disappointed with this season at all.
I haven't been disappointed with this show, really, at all.
No. There's
Since
maybe
it
one or two
started.
episodes, I think, across both seasons so far that were just kind of meh.
It's had a couple of meh episodes, but you know what? Overall, since episode 1 of the show, I've been really enjoying it. I've enjoyed both seasons of the originals far more than I've enjoyed Vampire Diaries as a whole.
Yeah.
I could say that. Maybe I like the characters more. Maybe it's better writing.
It's the reverse for me. I like the characters on the Vampire Diaries more, but that may be because I've been with them for 6 years now. But I enjoy the story more on the originals.
Right, you know what I do? I enjoy the story more on the originals. There are a couple characters I really like on the originals, but then there's a couple characters I really like on the Vampire Diaries.
Yep.
But the Vampire Diaries also has a couple of characters that I absolutely loathe and fucking despise, whereas the originals does not.
They did for one episode.
Yeah, you're right, they did. Mr. Poopface.
Oh, no, that's not even the one I was thinking of. I was not thinking of the Tyler episode. I was thinking of the Nina episode where she came in as Tatya.
Yes.
But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. If you guys, so speaking of Nina, if you guys have not heard already, Nina is leaving the Vampire Diaries show, and if you would like to see more of that, we have a video check out on our YouTube page of whether or not we believe the Vampire Diaries could continue without Nina Dobrev. So make sure to check that out. Outside of that, I think we are about done.
Yeah, I mean, good episode, great episode, but, again, focused. Not a lot of, topics to talk about.
Yeah, last couple episodes have been really focused.
I find myself saying that about a lot of shows lately. Like I remember the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We were going off on every tangent, 50 things to talk about an episode.
Yeah, well, shows like that,
Right.
big universe to set up.
But
so.
this show, that show, Supernatural, a whole lot of shows this season have been concise, to the point.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of things to talk about in an episode, then it's like, I find myself all of a sudden like, oh wait, we've talked about everything.
Yeah.
I'm used to going on for an hour. What the hell?
Yep.
So.
All right, that about wraps things up. Mike, where can the people find you?
Twitter, Twitch, other places, at Philodrin, right there. Whoop, over there. There we go.
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM. You can also find us on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Don't bother following us on MySpace because we don't check it.
I don't even think we remember the login credentials for that.
Until, it's just more of a running joke at this point. Until next week. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Fucking MySpace.
I know.
At least my cough is gone, right?
Yeah, right?
I don't have the whooping cough anymore.
It was all your idea in the first place.